Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the new Dra-C, the Dra-C Heavy, which I was all wrapped up with the XS Gundam to notice, or well, not really notice. I haven't really got to play much of the Dra-C Heavy until recently. Sometimes they just love releasing new suits and not making costs for me to play them at. So, these two videos here, I did some more after this. Me and Honey did a lobby. And he brought, Gendry wanted to come along, and so did General Hearn, one of Honey's friends. And I was just going over a little bit of the Dra-C, seeing how good it might be. I've played a few more matches after this, which I've compiled together as like here's some things you can do with the Dra-C Heavy, which I'll post that at a later date, maybe like tomorrow or the day after. But yeah, so let's talk about the Dra-C a little bit. I'm kind of not really feeling. I'm kind of disappointed in the Dra-C Heavy, especially given the good amount of supports we've gotten in a row. Well, it makes the way I'm saying it makes the Dra-C sound like it's like complete shit. But there are some good, valuable things about the Dra-C. For one, all of its weapons are good. Like I was talking about how I compiled like 3 matches where I used the 3 different weapons this suit has. One, it's big old minigun there, the Gatling gun, which is pretty much the Team Fortress 2 Heavy's gun. It's the beefier version of the Gatling cannon that the Dra-C Custom has, the General. 120 shots. It goes over 400 range, and it rapid fires so fast it lays down a lot of supporting fire, and it's really great for pushing up with your team. The Gatling cannon, which is the same as the General's, 30-something shots, does over like 200 per shot, which, oh man. The big minigun here you see is it does like, I think 80 is its base damage, but 120 shots, Jesus. But yeah, the Gatling cannon, does about 100 something, so you get 200 per shot, but it has way less ammo. I'm pretty sure it's better destroying parts too. So just make sure you hit every shot with that. It's probably the one I would use the least. But it does, it has uses, more damage, more part destruction. And then finally, we have the anti-ship rifle, which that is, I believe that would be the first support with that, which is awesome, because the anti-ship rifle does a lot of damage even if you're a raid type and you shoot like at a general. So imagine giving that to a support and you'll do a lot of damage, especially with this suit that has a pretty decent amount of range strength. I think around 30. You can boost it up to like 50 something, which I did for one of my loadouts. So the main weapons on this thing are really good. It also has a shield, which we'll get into that later, but it's a pretty small shield. It has the double Sturmfaust, which is good. If you hit both of those, does a lot of damage. But they're pretty much just Sturmfaust, so you have to be careful with them. They're slow and all that shit. And then finally, you see those strapped to its little leg boosters there. It has missile pods, which I don't really like those missile pods at all. I kind of think they're kind of bad. You have to stand still while using them, and they don't fire very fast. They're really there to follow up if somebody gets knocked down. But if you're in range of somebody getting knocked down, you can just whip out your melee, which, we have your melee next, which is the Dra-C, beam saber. And if you see right there, it's pretty much the Dra-C downswing. But this thing doesn't have force injectors or it doesn't have force injectors, so you can't, debate your downswing out like you can with the other Dra-Cs, where if you do your downswing and immediately back away, or, if you're doing your downswing, you can only boost out of your downswing as soon as you pull the blade back in your animation. But, it's pretty good for mobility, because I've used that for another way to test this suit out, for another gameplay style. Other than that, I think the one bad weapon it has is the missile pods. I think you should be able to move while using those. But yeah, so now we go on to the downsides, which I really do not like the downsides on this suit. I think the downsides are stupid. I think they are ridiculous. So you have a Dra-C. It's a Dra-C. It has all the disadvantages of a Dra-C, but none of the advantages of being one. Besides, maybe if you want to count your Dra-C downswing. For one, well, it has the three big things that you don't need for space, or things that are bad to have in space. So, you're big, you're a big target. Dra-Cs are big, they're easy to hit. You're very slow. This thing is like 105 speed, which is really slow in space. And then you have 9,000 health, which is extremely low for 300. I shit you not, this next match I decided to pick a Dra-C. I am not good with the Dra-C, but I make that thing look fucking fantastic fighting Dra-C heavies. The Dra-C will kill a Dra-C heavy in 2 downswings. It's awful. I can only imagine, like, I can't imagine, because I've actually used this thing in matches now, where I've tried to use this in different ways, but as soon as somebody looks at you funny and just stuns you, you're pretty much as good as dead, unless you have a very coordinated team that as soon as you get stunned, they better turn around and help you, because if they don't, you're gonna die, or you're in a very, very bad situation. And that makes this suit like almost... It's a fun suit to play, but oh my goodness, if somebody comes up on you, you cannot do a damn thing about it. It almost like negates everything good about, the weapons this thing has, when you can just literally come up on it and just kill it. It is extremely... I'm gonna keep saying I shit you not, but no. I'm not kidding when I say that this is one of the easiest suits I've ever had the pleasure of killing in my life in this game. It is that easy to fight. It is so big, so slow, and has no health. You can be a general and just do the most basic garbage bazooka downswing, and you'll pretty much... Yeah, look at that. Fucking 2 downswings. Which, it's fine. I'm a raid type. Whatever, yeah. Dra-C, whatever, yeah. But it is so... piss easy to beat this thing up. The Dra-C heavy, not the Dra-C. Well, if the Dra-C is bad, but but the Dra-C heavy, which, oh man, they'll have somewhat of a chance if they're using the anti-ship rifle, since that can stop maneuver armor, and for suits that have like shock dampeners. Okay, well, try to downswing me. Try to do the tactic I did earlier on him, so he's gonna die for that. So. Goodbye. Yeah, so it can go through your maneuver armor, suits with shock dampeners. It can stop them for a nice little stagger. Other than that, there's not really much else it can do. Well, the minigun does stun fairly quickly, but, you can just stop it. You can stop it from shooting by stunning it. Fairly easy for suits with, like, beam rifle stuns. And, since bazookas are good, you can just use the bazooka. Yeah, this is... Oof, man. Oh, man, I was about to murder that man. They stopped me from murdering. So, yeah, I think this suit needs either a speed buff, like a major speed buff. It doesn't have to be as fast as the other 2 Dra-Cs, but it definitely needs some speed, like Pronto. Or at least some force injectors too. Force injectors would fucking help it out a lot. If they're not going to do that, then at least more health. 9,000 health is not a lot. It is not. Especially at 300. Shit will murder you. in the most simplest ways too. Like, honestly, I would rather pick a Gigan for space, because you kind of have the same thing going on. You have a machine gun, you have your little cannon to shoot at people, you can rack up a lot of damage. Pretty much similar to the Dra-C heavy. So yeah, I am not a fan of the way they balance this suit out. It needs either health buffs or it needs force injectors and speed on its side. That way it can justify being whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. Because it has the good weapons. It has the really good weapons. I like the weapons on this thing. The weapons are fantastic. It's just the rest of the suit, it does not complement it at all. I've tried to do 3 playstyles for this thing, and they actually worked pretty well. But, some specific things have to happen. Which I'll post those at a later date, but I think I'll go ahead and tell them what I did. The first one I did, I believe, ASL, more ASL, so I think I attached a level 2 ASL, and more range parts to it, to the big minigun. And then the other one I used the Gatling cannon, and I believe I put more, I think, defenses on it. I have to double check it. But I know I did a little bit more downswings with it. The third one, though, I definitely went downswing crazy. That one I actually used for mix-up, which actually, mix-up might be a good choice for this suit. Because you get health every time you die, especially if you're a lower cost suit. So, you have 9,000 health, you die like in fucking 2 hits, and you come back, and now, you have more health to work with. You can use that to your advantage, since you're a weak-ass suit. You do a lot of damage, though, so you can use that to your advantage. Yeah, the third thing I did was I had the anti-ship rifle, and I gave myself more melee. Like, I think I had 10 melee. This thing has 0 melee strength, and I believe, 0 or 2 melee resistance. But I did give it more melee strength, so now it has, 10. So, I do, extra damage to generals, so I'd stun the generals and then come in for a downswing, since that's a guaranteed combo with this thing. Heavy ship rifle, heavy stagger, heavy ship rifle, anti-ship rifles, heavy stagger, and then you go in for your Dra-C downswing, which is good because it has a lot of range to it. Oh yeah, I believe what I did with the ASL one too is I try to use my downswing more for mobility, and that actually worked out a lot in my favor. It's just whenever somebody would see me, it didn't work out. So you have that. You can use your downswing to get around places faster, but I really don't think you should be using your downswing just for mobility. It has good damage on it too against generals. I feel like this thing should just have higher speed and force injectors anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna survive. Barely, I guess. Yeah, just... Oh, I love you. Man, Dra-C, it's a pretty cool design, I'd say. Oh yeah. It doesn't help they had 3 of those, but, we were just kind of testing them out, and yeah, first place 9 and 2. That makes sense, because I'm literally killing them in 2 hits. I believe one of those, they were over half health, and I still killed them in 2 hits. Yeah, so the Dra-C Heavy... I can see the potential in the suit. It has a lot of good potential in the weapon department. It has all of it. Like I said, all of its weapons are good. All of its weapons are good. They all have a purpose to them, and I can definitely make loadouts with those weapons. But the rest of the suit is just not up to par, in my opinion. It's really not. It's just so easy to take it out of a fight. I am not kidding you. It is almost Schwarzenegger easy to kill. To stop from doing anything at all. Just, you see him, you pop him, and then you go in for a melee and you take off. If you're a general, you'll probably take off half his health, or maybe a little bit over half, depending on, if you have a lot of melee strength or not, or if you're a melee-oriented spacesuit. If you're a raid type, you're probably just gonna end up fucking killing it. Like if you're the Dra-C, you literally kill it in 2 downswings. So I think they need to buff it health-wise or speed-wise so it can help in that department. At least against generals. You know, I don't mind it dying easily to raid types because that would make sense. You know, it could be super strong against generals, but then, you know, since 300, whatever, low-cost space always has Dra-Cs running around, so that can be kind of the balancing factor against this thing, is that it's super easy to die to raid types. But it should be stronger and faster. At least do something against generals, because it is just super easy to take out. The one of those matches I compiled was us doing a whole team of, it was a bunch of randoms too. It was funny because we all had Dra-C's heavies like at the start of the match when we were all picking our suits. We all had it, and then we all realized, oh, we all picked the same suits. Guess what we're doing? And we all just stayed the Dra-C heavies because, you know, that's the rule of the land in GBO2. If you all have the same suit, you have to stay the same suit. And, you know, we actually kind of tied up, but that's just because, you know, all the weapons on the Dra-C heavy is good. We had some anti-ship rifles, we had some Gatling cannons, we had some miniguns, and it worked out pretty well. You know, he had a healthy variety of weapons that could stop the enemy. Especially when somebody would get stunned from an anti-ship rifle, and we all follow up with a downswing. Realistically, that's pretty much the only thing you could follow up with. It'll get up too early for you to follow up with your slow-ass missiles, which I think that should be fixed too. Maybe they don't have to fix the speed of the missiles or the damage, but at least make it where you can move and use them. I feel like that would be a lot better. But then again, this is a 1-star suit, which is funny because the Dra-C Custom and the Dra-C are both 2 stars. So I guess it makes sense that the support is a fucking 1-star, because they always treat supports like jokes. Except for recently. you know, we had the C1 and the Faz and all those good supports coming out, and then this one just kind of plops into the arena. But, you know, it does have a fighting chance. I keep saying it, the weapons are good and all that. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the Dra-C Heavy at the moment. I'll definitely use it more because I keep saying I do like the weapons, and I like it has the anti-ship rifle. I really appreciate that it has that. And I like to play more supports in the space. Because I don't really like to play space too much. I mean, of course, if I have to do it for tokens, I'll do it. And, you know, if my friends want to play space, I'll gladly do space. Like right here, we're testing stuff out for space. And I actually, you know, whenever there was a 300 space match, I actually went to go over there in the quick match and do the 300 space. And compiled 3 matches there that happened. That might be tomorrow or the day after. Maybe the end of the week, I don't know. Depends what happens. But yeah, it's going to be the Dra-C Heavy, and it's going to be the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And, you know, type up in the comment section what you feel about the Dra-C. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I am leaning more to the negative with this suit. I would be a lot more happier with it because it does have I'm gonna keep repeating it. It has good things about it. I see the potential, obviously the obvious potential in this suit with its weapons. It has some great DPS going for it. It is just so easy to kill. If you're not killing it super easily, then you're playing the game wrong. Simple as, because I can fucking murder this thing with a general super fucking easily. This suit would work extremely well if you have a super coordinated team, but that's really hard to come by unless you have friends that are more competitive. If you like to do things solo, I would not pick this suit. If you like to play with some casual friends casually, I would not pick this suit unless you're doing like dumb meme things like all Dra-C heavies or all Dra-Cs, which that actually might be a terrifying team combination. And actually, you know what? This thing would be really good for mix-up mode. Which I do use the anti-ship rifle and the Dra-C downswing quite often in that match. And it was pretty funny because Q-Blade was running away and I just downswung him from a mile away. It was pretty fucking hilarious. So, but yeah, so I do think it could be a lot better. But, you know, it is a 1-star, so they probably won't do too much with it. Well, you know, at least I still got the C1, so even though that's a 650 suit, or 600 650 suit, but, yeah, with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye.